Hi guys, welcome back on board of the Crypto Cruise. It's me Chris, and today we're going to talk about Algorand, what Algorand is all about, what makes it unique. We're going to talk some chart analysis, potential price target, and where it's heading in the immediate short term. Of course, we're also going to talk about Ethereum and where it's heading, of course. And we're going to start today's show with the Bitcoin chart as we always do. And since we formed this bearish channel pattern from 13th of August, almost a month ago, we've been in a downtrend, and I've told you corrections like these are actually healthy and they're actually for buying, and most probably they will continue on the upside, and we're gonna have a more continuation of the trend on the bull side, because we're in a definite raging bull cycle, and corrections like these, as I've said, they don't last long, and they're actually healthy for the overall trend. Now, what I'm actually anticipating, as I've said, we can potentially drop to price of around 107,000, and I've also mentioned that we can potentially drop further down the price, but once we broke out of this bearish channel pattern, I've told you guys that my anticipation, my prediction is for continuation of the trend and a V-shaped recovery. And as I've said, I'm not gonna be surprised at all if Bitcoin actually start testing prices of its all-time high by early October or late September. I'm not going to be surprised at all. This is something in the charts. The bottom of the bear market happened in November of 2022, almost 3 years ago. A price of around 15,000. At the time of recording this video, one Bitcoin is around 113,000, and that's proof in the pudding. And we're in a definite bull cycle. So corrections like these don't last long. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, I've been nothing but right. I've told you guys, when we look at the chart, on the yearly chart, I see a huge reverse head and shoulders, as you can clearly see. That's a bullish structure. And of course, on the weekly chart, starting from 11th of March 2024 all the way to now, we've been forming this huge ascending triangle pattern, as you can clearly see here on the weekly chart. We actually managed to break above it early August. We start hitting prices of above 4,300, and I've told you guys, once Ethereum start hitting price of above 4,300, I'm not gonna be surprised if Ethereum goes and drop in price and start testing price of around between 4,000 and 4,100, and then turn this previous support, this previous resistance line, turn it into support for continuation of the trend on the other side. And that's exactly what we did. Ethereum started hitting price of above at around $5,000, and now we're just experiencing a little correction. It looks to me on the weekly chart a little falling wedge, which again is a bullish structure. And I've told you guys, if we measure this bullish chart pattern, this ascending triangle pattern, if we measure it from the bottom to the top, the price target should be above 6,600. And this is something what I'm actually anticipating for Ethereum to go up by end of October, early November. And not only that, if once we go start testing a price of above 6,600, potentially one final shake off and a blow off top, which can occur early next year, potentially February, March of 2026. And Ethereum can potentially test price of above $10,000, 5 digits for Ethereum. This is not just wishful thinking, this is something that charts, and let's see how this thing is going to play out. It's interesting for me to see as well. Now, when it comes to Algorand, there's a lot of bearish sentiment right now. No one actually believes in these layer ones, and no one believes in the altcoins. But in my personal opinion, of course, anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do diligence and make your own research, because as I've said, this is not a financial advice. What I'm trying to tell you guys, there's a lot of fear in the market when it comes to altcoins, and that's exactly the time to buy. When there's fear, you have to be greedy, and vice versa. When there's greed, you have to be fearful. Now, when it comes to Algorand, Algorand is a layer one, of course, and usually layer ones, as I've said before, they tend to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum in the immediate short term. Once the true speculation of the altcoin season happen, Algorand can potentially outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm just saying in the immediate short term, meaning 4 to 6 months, we can see Algorand go absolutely ballistic. Again, this is not a financial advice. Algorand can easily go to zero, so always due diligence. But what I'd like to see is to actually break above this resistance line that we've tested multiple times here in February of 2023. We tested it again here in March of 2024, price of around 33 cents. We actually managed to break above this resistance line on November of 2024. Algorand went all the way to 60 cents and tried to hold this previous resistance line, turn it into support, but it couldn't. This line couldn't hold as resistance and as support, and we actually dropped further down in price. And now perhaps we're forming higher low, which is a bullish structure for continuation of the trend. So what I'd like to see is a huge bullish momentum for Algorand, break above this resistance line at price of above 35-36 cents, and potentially take out this local top that we formed on 2nd December of 2024, price of around 61 cents. If we go and Algorand start testing this price of around 65-70 cents, potentially we can consolidate for a few weeks. And what else I'm anticipating to go all the way in a matter of few weeks to this price of around $273, its previous all-time high. I'm not going to be surprised if Algorand does a move like that and basically the next 3 to 4 months go absolutely ballistic and start testing its all-time high. Now, if that potentially happened, we might never break above this all-time high. And as I've said, not right now. Algorand doesn't look bullish. It looks extremely bearish. But it's possible for Algorand to go and test this all-time high prices, and if we break above it, right? If we actually break above this all-time high price of around $2.80, we can have a full price discovery, right? And Algorand can actually go to, even $10. I'm not going to be surprised at all if we just zoom in here and see what happened in the previous bull cycle. Basically here. Between the period of November of 2020 all the way to November of 2021, from price of around one Algorand was around 22 cents, right? We went all the way to 270, right? It's all-time high. So if we did it before, potentially something like that can play out as well. Again, Algorand can easily go to zero, so always do diligence and make your own research. Now, the true speculation of the altcoin season hasn't happened yet. Once it does, right, we're definitely in a bull cycle when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum and some other like altcoins such as Solana, but not the true speculation hasn't happened yet. Once it does, I'm not going to be surprised if Algorand is one of those coins that will outperform the markets. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and really support my work, that would be absolutely amazing. With that subscription comes a lot of exclusive content with the most undervalued, underappreciated coins out there. Of course, one-on-one consultations with me of how to navigate through that difficult bull cycle. And not only that, my 2 books of how to become a sophisticated trader. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Goodbye.